lucky number 9.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was recording myself.
But that's okay, because you're into yourself.
I'm into me.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We love self-love here at Into It. So welcome. It's the 9th episode. Episode number 9, Munroe. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. It's really nice to just see everybody connecting with everything that we're just like chatting about. You know, we never really know what we're going to talk about until we get here. And then we're like, what's been going on?
Whatever just feels good and whatever we want to discuss, really. So,
what are we into at the moment?
I have got no shame in loving television. I love TV.
Yeah, same.
But it's shifting. I'm sure you've all noticed, your favourite actors who you are more than likely to see in a big movie now are doing television series. Yeah. Meryl Streep would not have done Big Little Lies 10 years ago. Are you joking? Absolutely not. It's just so normal now to see, these sort of Oscar winners and prestige actors do big old telly. And I say that to say I have been obsessed with the show called Margot's Got Money Troubles. It's based on a novel and it's fantastic. It just recently got nominated for an Emmy. So it stars the wonderful Elle Fanning, sister of Dakota. I really like watching the genuine sisterhood that those two have on top of their biological sisterhood. And it's interesting when you think about it, because I remember Dakota Fanning as, that child star from Uptown Girls.
Uptown Girls with Brittany Murphy.
With Brittany Murphy, may she rest in peace. And, her acting alongside Denzel Washington when she was like a little girl. And I think...
she was booked.
Yeah, booked and busy. And Elle has really found her lane. And and I think Dakota's more of getting more in her producer bag, it seems. But Elle Fanning is a really exciting actor. And I love watching her in Margot's Got Money Troubles. And reading Dakota's love for her was very sweet. She wrote, "The pride I feel at watching my sister shine is hard to put into words." And she's the little sister, so I guess it's proper big sister energy. But
hard to be the little sister as well, because you've got big shoes to follow in, especially when the world has fallen in love with your sibling. To step into that fame when you're already in that fame and everyone's looking to you, the younger siblings tend to struggle.
Well, Elle is clearly very supported by her big sister, and for good reason. She is brilliant in the show. I highly recommend it to people. So it's about this young woman called Margot, and she is a really promising, great writer, and she starts shagging her university lecturer, as you do. I've never done that, but it's a trope.
I haven't either.
It's a trope. Yeah, it happens. He gets her pregnant and it transpires that he has got children and he's already married. Ooh. Doesn't want to have anything to do with the kid and she's struggling for money. Her parents are played by the brilliant Michelle Pfeiffer. Again, prestige actor. Michelle Pfeiffer and Nick Offerman play her parents. And she's struggling to support her young son, a little boy called Bodhi. So she does what any woman in 2026 would do. And she starts an OnlyFans account. And that's how she starts getting revenue in. But then the guy that knocked her up, her university teacher, his rich parents get involved and are like, yeah, you're an unfit mother. And it's about the sort of fallout and the reconciliation around that. But she's just great in it. And Robin does the soundtrack. Blow My Mind by Robin is a soundtrack for the opening credits of the show. And it's just a really great watch. But again, it's such a great signifier of, I think, the snobbery decreasing in television when you've got a Michelle Pfeiffer, playing a really significant character. She plays the mother and she plays her with aplomb and she's so, so good in it. And she's also in one of those Yellowstone spin-offs, Michelle Pfeiffer. But I'm really, really into that TV-wise. And again, I'm still loving it for the quirky blacks. I'm making that a thing, by the way, quirky blacks.
Hashtag quirky blacks.
Hashtag the quirky blacks. But that Steve Lacy album, non-stop.
So much good music at the moment. New albums from Tinashe, new albums from Charli XCX. I'm loving this Charli era.
I'm here for it because
I'm so here for it.
It definitely was a risk, and I'm sure there's going to be some of her fans who are a bit like, "No, I don't get it," or "Nah," kind of thing, or people that kind of just got involved in the Brat era. But if you really know Charli. Oh God, I sound like such an arsehole. If you really know Charli.
You've been here since True Romance.
Exactly. Baby, even before... Listen, some of us were there from the MySpace days,
God,
okay?
yes.
The North remembers. And Charli knows that as well. But she has always been into rock music, quite literally, like is obsessively read and all that kind of stuff. But this has always been what she's done. So I hope people approach this new era of hers with the same enthusiasm as Brat, which is a big ask, because I think Brat essentially became the monoculture ultimately.
Which is like once in a blue moon, like that never happens.
When your older auntie is saying like, "Oh,
remember Brat Summer,"
or if your older auntie is saying like, "Oh, is it Brat me doing this?" Or that's when you know something is like.
I thought you meant like if we would be aunties, it's like, remember Brat Summer? Wasn't it lit?
But yeah, remember the summer of 2024? Was it 25? It's all gone in a blur now.
It's
the
24.
Summer 24, yeah. The summer of 24. Well, she's spring summer 26. That's what she's about now.
Were you bumping it?
Was I bumping it? You know I don't bump it.
I know you don't bump it.
Listen, bumping it, who's to say what? But listen, bumping it in theory could be open to interpretation. However you bump it, just do it safely. That's what we say. But I like this era for Charli, and I like I'm quite into her killing Brat a little bit.
Yes, I think it's genius.
Yeah,
I think this whole
smart.
Era is genius. I actually think that one of the best songs of this era is Playboy Bunny, and it's not even on the album. I think split, like giving every single a B-side and releasing those B-sides on vinyl and physical is genius. Playboy Bunny is one of the best songs that she's done in a very long time, I think. I mean, Charli's a rock star. She's always been a rock star, but this is stepping into kind of a punk mentality of I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And
which has always been her MO, to be fair. Yeah.
Expanding her fan base as well and pushing her fan base to experience new things, not just, doing the thing which capitalism will have you doing time and time again, which is spewing out more of the same, bigger, better, bigger, faster, not necessarily better, more. I think it's great. Really delving into her tastes, her loves of obviously music, fashion and film, which she's always talking about the films that she loves. Obviously music is her thing and fashion is her thing too. So
she's a good actor.
Yeah.
Charli is a really good actor. I want to see more of her.
Well, there's a lot coming up and she got 6 more films on the bubble.
This is it, man. She's going to be going all Zendaya on our asses. It'll be a non-stop press run. I really enjoyed the moment. I thought it was so cleverly done. Quite triggering, actually. I think anybody that works in the creative industry, I think came out of that cinema and was like, So I remember I went to the premiere and it was really fun. Actually, I got to sit next to Charli's mum and dad. Shout out to Shamira and John. You're great company. Her mum is so nice. She's like, Clara. And I was like, oh my God, you know that? What if she goes by Shamira XCX? I wonder if she's rebranded in honor of her daughter. I probably would. But I just remember everybody coming out of that cinema being like, oh God, wow, that really told the truth about how jarring people in the creative industries can be.
Jarring sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, what internet wormholes are you going down at the moment? I am addicted to this woman building a mine under her house. Don't ask me how I got into this corner of the internet, but I'm sure that many other people have too, that are our listeners on a weekly basis. Anyway, this woman in America, I think it's America or Canada, I'm not sure, I think it's America. She is building a never-ending tunnel underneath her house.
What in the Shawshank Redemption is that?
Yeah, she's an engineer.
Okay.
And she's going into how she gets the rocks, how she's building it. I don't know, and I don't think that she really knows either. But it's really interesting.
Just something for her to do.
It's quite camp as well. In a weird way, you'd never think that an engineer building an endless tunnel under her house is entertaining, but it really is.
Do you know what? It's the type of thing where if this gets more global attention, she's the type of person that would be parodied on SNL or
She's
Drag
got
Race.
over 1 million followers.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it's coming. It's coming.
She's so deadpan how she talks as well. It's like, and here is the tunnel, and I've run out of cement. It's very dramatic. She has dramas all the time. It sounds insane, and it is, but it's very entertaining.
That's the magical / scary thing about the internet and just online life at large, is that if you thought about it, someone's probably done it.
I'm going to show you her.
Yeah, go on.
It's just been over a year since I started building my underground tunnel system.
1 year recap.
This is a 1 year recap. In August of 22, I cut an opening off the side of the sub-basement and started to carve into the solid rock. Fabricated an elevator to lift material.
She sounds like a robot.
1,000 pounds at a time. As the entrance tunnel stretched longer and deeper, I bought an electric yard cart and converted it into a
Okay, can we
minecart.
scroll to the result? I need the reveal.
I don't know why I'm so obsessed with them.
Do you know what? Women in STEM. Women in STEM.
It keeps going and going and going. She's got 1.1 million followers.
But you know what? We love a babe with a special interest. And doing it with a red lip, okay.
I love her. She's camp.
She is quite, actually. Someone's going to do her on Snatch Game.
That's what I was about to say.
Mark my words. Someone is going to do her on Snatch Game. 100%.
Down at the mine.
Yeah, exactly. Down at the mine. I can see that. What holes have been going? Nothing like that. Although I did no shade. Nothing like that. Do you know what? I do find myself on a lot of people's story times about how I caught my ex doing this. That's my catnip, it's so bad. But
like
other people's mess is just like quite fun.
Other people's mess is the best mess.
Well, this is it, because again, it ain't your mess, it's other people's. I found myself on some woman's TikTok the other day, and she did a story time about how she found her now soon-to-be ex-husband's love letter that he'd written to a stripper whilst he was away on a work trip. But she'd made friends with the stripper and got all the details and was basically like telling the story in like 4 parts and stuff. Then he got really annoyed with her for sharing the story online. But it's like,
you were writing letters to strippers.
You were cheating. And also like, listen, sex workers work, we're not mad at the stripper. And the woman isn't mad at the stripper. In fact, they became friendly. But her ex-husband was writing love letters to this woman and became infatuated with her. It's that kind of shit. That's what I fall into. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a quick scroll on my For You page on TikTok, and I'm going to see what the algorithm is telling me that I need. Although, do you know what I've got now? I've got this app now called Refocus, and it basically blocks TikTok and Instagram and any other distracting app from your phone. And so you have to ask it permission for like scrolling time. Let's allow myself 5 minutes and see what we can see on TikTok. Okay, a couple on holiday taking a piss out of each other.
Are we going to sit here whilst you scroll?
Someone's selling like whatever perfume.
Clara, we can't sit here while you...
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll talk. Someone talking about a murder. Someone selling gummies to have a sweet smelling meow. A protein powder thing. Wow, this is... You know when people proudly say, I built my algorithm brick by brick. Like, these are like mediocre bricks. These aren't my best bricks. Oh God, that's what I want to talk about actually. I have to say, humbly, as a member of the Beehive, it's good to have accountability and it's good to snitch on yourself sometimes. I think this is going to be a recurring theme of the pod. You know, in our Jessie Ware episode, I let you lot know that I don't really fuck with Aperol Spritz. It's my controversial take. I do not like Aperol Spritz. I do not like a Negroni Spagliato with Prosecco in it. And I don't like
not
Campari.
a Negroni girl either.
This is... Okay, fine.
No.
Forget it. I'll save this for 100
Although,
questions.
do you know what? I'm being a hypocrite because I did SponCon for Aperol Spritz a million years ago. I did do SponCon for them. But baby, a woman had bills to pay. Do you know what I mean? And I humbly say, as a Beyoncé stan, that Morning Dew, donky donky donk.
Donky donk.
When I first heard it, I was a bit like, it's fine.
No, I love it.
I'm obsessed with it now.
Yeah.
And I once again have to remind myself that woman will always keep you humble and remind you, just know that what I put out is always going to be quality. Because I remember, I think we were either mid-record doing this or I was somewhere where I couldn't be near my phone. And I get an alert from my friend Shannon. He's like, oh my God, new Beyonce shorts. And I was like, oh my God. And see, one thing about me, I love a pop culture 999, love a pop emergency. I live for it. And I was like, okay, wow, brand new Beyonce. I was thinking, right, this is the launch of album 3. This is part 3.
Yeah.
This is going to be the rock lead single or the teaser. And then it's Beyonce, yet again, speaking about how much she loves to have sex with Jay-Z. And also, wow, oh, okay. Wow, that was some emotion. Your boyfriend's lucky, isn't he? Yet again, it's another song about how much Beyonce loves to have sex with Jay-Z, which there's nothing wrong with that because she's married and they've been together and she loves that man. But I think people don't really clock often is Beyonce's a dirty girl, you know.
I need that Morning Dew.
She loves singing about cum. In Partition, she's literally saying, driver, roll up the partition, please. I don't want you seeing Beyonce on her knees. He Monica Lewinsky'd all on my gown.
Blah,
I didn't have a pen and paper. I got to the mic, I'm like, oh, press record. Drive roll up the partition, please. I don't need you seeing BB on her knees. Took 45 minutes to get out just to... I'm like, I can't play this for my husband. I still haven't played it for my mom.
Beyonce likes to fuck and there's nothing wrong with that. We love that. But yeah, when I first heard Morning Dew, Donk, I remember saying to a good few friends of mine, I was like, it's fine. Because I just thought, yeah, okay.
It's an earworm. It gets, it's in... It's all I've been listening to, like literally a stim, walking around my kitchen, just being like, donkey, donk.
That's it. Because I don't agree with everything Beyonce does.
No, I don't.
Question your fave. But when it comes to her sonic choices, like
she's not going to play about her music.
She did what needed to be done with Morning Dew, and it has been on repeat. But yeah, wow, I really messaged a good few of my friends. I was just a bit like, it's fine. How dare I?
I was like that with Madonna, if I Feel So Free, though. I didn't get it. It takes a few listens and you need to see the vision. Donkey Donk is like an old song from the B-Day era, isn't it? It's in celebration of 20 years since B-Day. The seminal album. Incredible. One of my favorite Beyonce's albums.
Recorded,
actually.
I think, in under 2 weeks.
Really?
Crazy.
Oh, Ring the Alarm.
Oh, Green Light, Kitty Cat,
yeah.
Hollywood, Deja Vu.
Yeah. Back Up. Do you remember the bonus track, Back Up? Oh.
And do you remember the other song of hers, Worldwide Woman? I'm a worldwide woman.
Yeah.
Egregious lyrics, but I always like that song. To quote you, it's quite camp. I'm a worldwide woman, www. Like, peak, like, digital age.
It was
song.
really, really camp, that album. Freakum Dress.
Oh my God,
Green
Freakum
Light.
Dress.
Deja Vu.
Like I said last episode, Beyonce, it's your birthday, September the 4th. If you do not appear on that stage in London with that man of yours, we're going to feel it way.
Right.
Oh no, look at me threatening Beyonce. How dare I?
How dare you threaten mother?
Going back to, we should be allowed to critique our faves.
We should.
Because I think also being a real fan of somebody is accepting that there will be missteps and things that you disagree with because you want them to be better. To this day, when she performs Drunk in Love and there is that Eat the Cake anime line, it still makes me shudder. I don't like it. To give our lovely listeners context who may not be aware, Tina Turner, the icon, the legend, the forever moment, one of Beyonce's idols. I mean, you know, there is no Beyonce without Tina Turner. Like, she really was a supernova, special talent. Tina Turner used to be married to a musician called Ike Turner, and they were in a very highly publicized, very abusive relationship. Tina's life story was turned into a biopic called What's Love Got to Do With It, starring the one and only Angela Bassett, who was robbed of an Oscar for her work in that.
I didn't like biopics, but that is incredible.
It's up there
it's
with
immaculate.
Yeah, top 5 biopics forever. Like, excellent piece of film. And there is an awful scene in it where her and Ike are getting into it, and he basically like tries to force feed her a piece of cake whilst they're getting into a domestic. And he says to her, like, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake, anime. Anime Bullock is Tina Turner's government name, but she became Tina Turner when she was married to Ike Turner.
She left him with nothing and she took his name.
And in Beyonce's song, Drunk in Love, with Jay-Z's rap, he references that and says, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake, anime. And every time they perform it live, they both say it with aplomb. And I've always just found it very weird and quite distasteful, just because Beyonce worshipped Tina Turner. Tina Turner has been through so much, and domestic violence is no laughing matter. And I love my queen down. love Jay-Z down. Although, listen, it's always on site because we know what happened. If you listen to the album 444, it's all on there. But yeah, I don't like that. I'm over that forever, actually. That's an evergreen over it for me.
You know what? I've never put that together. I've never
not?
No, I guess I thought...
Again, this is the literal...
Yeah, I guess I thought that they were saying eat the cake anime.
As in animation?
Yeah.
As in Japanese cartoons?
I never put it together.
But yeah, that is my eternal over it, actually.
Okay.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z singing Eat the Cake anime.
Oof.
Not me doing two over us for Beyonce and Jay-Z 2 weeks running. And it's funny because somebody on Beyonce's team who I love with my whole heart, you know who you are, follows me. You listen, context is everything. You know what I mean. Please still let me come to the shows. Thanks.
What am I over this week? I'm over cameras being in absolutely everything. We need to stop putting cameras in televisions, cameras in glasses. Someone posted on TikTok the other day a camera in a fan.
Apparently there's a place in London selling a £500 fan. So yeah, this is the one I'm going for. And it's really interesting. It comes with a camera. What do you mean my fan comes with a camera? We're really living in 2030 right now. It's literally a Black Mirror episode.
Why do we need cameras in fans?
It's so tricky,
For what
isn't
reason?
it? Just as you were talking, I was thinking about that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio's character Jordan and his wife, played by Margot Robbie, the Duchess, have got a camera in their children's teddy bear just to keep an eye on the kids in the nursery. But there's that famous scene, do you remember when she's got no knickers on and she's like trying to tease him?
I haven't ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, no way.
I think I fell asleep.
Okay, fair. Well, you may have been asleep for this scene. And it's when, and it kind of shows like the bad side of surveillance culture, which is interesting because this is set in the late 80s, early 90s as well. But they have a video camera in their child's teddy bear's eye, just to keep an eye on the kid. But there's a bit where she's got no knickers on and she's basically teasing him and saying he's not allowed to sort of touch her because he's been acting up, and the security guards are watching them on the camera while she's got her legs spread open. She doesn't realise that the security are watching them, and he's like, well, look, honey, you're on camera, and she like goes crazy at him. And that's a film that's set in the 90s. So now here we are in 2026, and it's funny because I knew you wanted to talk about this, and I brought a prop. And again,
no
accountability, for shame. These are a pair of the recording glasses. So a few years ago, when these were first being put out onto the market, I was approached by a brand to do a bit of sponkum for them. And honestly, at the time, and quite naively, I was like, oh, sure, that sounds quite fun. Oh, Clara, we just want you to post some stories. You going to gigs. So you know me, when I go to a gig, I'll get a verse and a chorus, post some stories from some gigs you go to, you hanging out with your friends, you going to some parties. Cool. I was like, do you know what? That's quite fun. And then this same brand asked me to be in a music video, actually, for a huge artist. And it was all going to be shot this way. And I was like, oh, cool, that sounds fun. And that maybe got proposed to me 5 or 6 months after I did the initial stories and stuff for them. And naively, I didn't deep how serious and how out of control this level of surveillance and the way that this piece of technology has been abused. And I wanted to talk about it because I think I'm really nervous for people because we're already seeing the fallout.
Yeah. I think you can be forgiven. That was a very different world, even a few years ago. Seeing how surveillance is being weaponized in this time that we're in, how data is being collected and we don't own that data. We have no idea what that data is being used for. To see, facial recognition on the streets, government trying to introduce things like digital ID and all of this kind of stuff. We are facing a crisis of privacy. And I think in this time that we're in, anything that furthers that cultural normalization of taking privacy away and taking pictures or recording people without their consent or awareness, in this time is just massively irresponsible. So, when we've got Kylie Jenner, who is probably who I've had the least problems with out of the Kardashian clan, I now have the biggest gripe to bear, the biggest bug to bear, because how are you normalizing this for women? Women are being followed around on the streets anyway. Like, this is really bad again for stalker culture. Like, stalkers now can just follow people and have an active recording and do it incognito for revenge porn.
I've seen videos of men harassing women that have now turned up on social media and take advantage of women when they're drunk as well on nights out. Men who are using these on public transport just to ogle and to
When I first started my transition, I would be filmed on the London Underground by people just holding their cameras up because they felt brazen enough. And then as it got, as the culture online became more and more, the rules became established. This was back in 2010. We established that it's not okay to film people without their consent. When you're beginning your transition, you're visibly trans, and the way that you're treated by society is one of contempt a lot of the time. And to add that level of surveillance where someone can just record you without your awareness and then post you online, I really worry for trans people, especially trans people at the beginning of their transitions, where you already feel like you're under surveillance, even if someone's not recording you, to then be aware that anyone wearing a pair of sunglasses could be recording you. And not just for trans people.
It's just anyone trying to get on with their day. I saw on Threads the other day, somebody posted up a picture of a woman, she was a taller woman in a bigger body, literally just minding her business, and the person put under the caption, what's going on here, as trying to start a conversation where people would start dragging this woman because of how she looked and what she was wearing. And what was encouraging is that 90% of the replies were, all I'm seeing is a woman minding her business and being photographed without her consent. Don't know about you. Because it is bizarre. We shouldn't be able to do this. And it's just crazy, looking at these glasses, unless you're really staring and you see there's a teeny tiny indicator light.
Which can be covered.
Which can be covered. You wouldn't know if somebody's filming you, and it's really scary. And
we're talking about concealed recordings. It's not about us bashing any particular company, because I'm sure that there's multiple companies doing similar things.
Absolutely.
It's about no one should be recorded without their consent or awareness. That is it. We all deserve privacy. We all deserve to know and to be able to consent to something if we are going to be recorded. And I brought this up as well to some people online, and they were like, well, people aren't going to incriminate themselves. And but people
yes, they will.
People aren't going to always post it. This is people can be accumulating things that they shouldn't be filming. I need people to just engage a little bit of critical thinking here. Not only have we put phones into the hands of people who are now getting a platform who should not be platformed, people like Andrew Tate, who then can go and influence an entire generation of kids for them to become radicalized. We now are giving concealed camera sunglasses to people who can just go and film anyone. What's to stop these people or anyone recording children, recording women, recording trans people, recording anybody vulnerable?
And I guarantee you they already are, which is horrifying. It is absolutely horrifying. And to go back to your point, it's not just one particular brand that is, selling this type of tech. Lots of different brands are, but zooming in on somebody like Kylie Jenner in particular, it's quite dystopian actually.
It's insidious.
Because this is somebody who comes from a family who thrives on overexposure and who feed off of being highly surveilled and highly famous. But yet I'm sure that they would lose it if any. I mean, they exploit their own children. They do exploit their children. They are from a mother who has exploited them as children. But if anybody was to share anything inappropriate about the many nieces and nephews in that clan online, I'm sure the best lawyers in the world would be cool because they have that privilege, but not everybody is Kylie Jenner.
No.
Not everybody has her experience. And for her to be selling that, I think is wildly irresponsible.
Yeah. It's the normalization to bring it into the zeitgeist in that way. It's just wildly wrong.
I would like to think, and maybe I'm being naive, but I would, sometimes when we look back on things that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we actually allowed that. I hope that people look back on this type of tech and think, what the fuck were we thinking?
I mean, I really think that we're going to look back at this time and think that about a number of things. We are just really in a time that I want to move forward from. I don't want to fast forward my life, and I'm thankful for my life. I love my life. I love everything in it. But this timeline that we're in, we are headed for crisis, and we've been headed for crisis for a long time, and we're seeing it in the way that children are behaving, how they see themselves and each other, how men are isolated and isolating themselves from everyone else. It's really bad. Like I'm not enjoying the way in which we are functioning in a society with each other right now, and then to have these tools that are making it worse. I hope that we can untether ourselves from these things and get a little bit more perspective on, how to move forward. But concealed camera in sunglasses is not the way. It's really a recipe for disaster.
After I use them to make the content for the brand, they've generally been collecting dust in my house and I haven't used them since because I just don't understand why somebody would want these for anything else. Like, you know what? If you're a pro snowboarder, I get that. Or like, and you want to get the perspective of when you're going down the slopes, perhaps.
I gave them to my ex-boyfriend because he used to hike.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can wear these when you hike. He lived in the south of France and it was a beautiful hike. But I literally can't think of why else you would need them.
Yeah. This is it. And my gut tells me that the majority of people purchasing this type of recording equipment are not doing it to capture things that are entirely legal and not nefarious.
These glasses essentially turn everyone into a CCTV camera. Yeah, so that's my over it.
And again, it was a long time ago. It was 2021. Please forgive me.
We're all in process. We're all growing. I've worked with brands that I wouldn't work with again now. No shade. Just in terms of, what I stand for now and being more educated. There's certain things that I just am not aligned with anymore and that I'm aware of. I do think that we've all got a responsibility though, if we're in this industry, to try and do it as best we can. It is a minefield and sometimes you just genuinely don't know. But to say that you don't know that we are in really turbulent times right now and that women and trans people and kids are all, under attack by people that are abusing tech and imagery, to then, put a camera in a pair of sunglasses and normalize that being okay is just not.
No bueno.
No bueno. Are you going down the wormhole, the Tyra Banks Model Land?
Is this a theme park of hers?
No. She wrote a book in the 2000s called Model Land. And
she flipping did write a book called Model Land.
Of course, the gays have found this theme tune that she wrote for Model Land. And it is honestly one of the most insane things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, it's sort of pre-AI slop music, isn't it?
It's, basically. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
Hey, it's Tyra me running in the NY street with 4 chicks in green, and they all looking mean. They are running for their life. Their beauty is in strife, running from this wasteland and back to Model Land. Can you survive Model Land? Can you survive Model Land? Model Land. 4 chicks in green,
Tyra. Okay, that's enough now. Let's wrap that up. we will be doing a Tyra Banks
special
because at the moment she's in the thick of her lawsuit against the production company behind the America's Next Top Model documentary series that was on Netflix. Once she's on the other side of that legal drama, no matter what happens, then we're going to really get into the Tyra of it all. But of course she made a song like that.
You know what? I love Tyra. I'm going to say it. I love Tyra. I do not love some of Tyra's choices. I think that, you know, obviously she disputes a lot of the stuff that's in that documentary.
And there's some serious stuff.
Yeah, there's some serious stuff. But I love how bonkers Tyra is.
Oh.
Whether or not it's selling ice cream in Australia.
Oh, what's it called? It's hot
Smize and cream.
But hot ice cream. And she claims she's the first person to come up with it. Hot ice cream. It's just melted ice cream.
I feel like I'm going crazy. It's like I don't sleep. These ideas just keep coming in my head. This one came to me. Hot ice cream. I ain't talking about a latte. I'm not talking about a flavored hot chocolate. I'm talking about hot ice cream.
But no, sorry. No, but it's hot ice cream. But it's hot.
It's not a latte. It's hot ice cream.
Tyra Banks has done so many bonkers, egregious, entertaining,
One day she will pay for her crimes.
Trailblazing things. Like she quite literally will one day.
But she is kind of
is
now.
already trial by media. But yeah, you're a fascinating woman, Tyra Banks. Our eyes stay on you.
That's us for this week.
That is us for this week. I don't know how I feel about it, but that's part of the fun.
We can't say that.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Part of the thing about this podcast landscape, you have to be realistic about what it is that you bring to the space. And there are going to be some weeks where we've got loads to talk about because there's loads going on. And there's some weeks where you think you don't have a lot to talk about and you end up just going on and on and on. This is the beauty and the nature of the beast, babe. So if you're still here and you've been sticking around, we appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to say.
And we'll see you for more next week.
Tyra, is that you?
It's me.